y'all, and welcome back to my channel, Delightful Creations. Thank you for joining me today in this tutorial on where we will learn how to make our very first scarf. This is a really easy pattern to work with. It's very fun, and once you learn it, you'll be able to apply this pattern to so many other projects. So first, I would like to share the materials that I am working with, which is Lion Brand's Pound of Love yarn. I absolutely love this yarn. It is 100% premium acrylic. This yarn is very easy to work with. I will post a link on where you can get this yarn from, as well as these lovely crochet hooks that I purchased on Amazon. I love these crochet hooks. It comes with stitch markers as well as yarn needles, and I believe a set of 9 different size crochet hooks, and it comes in this awesome cute little pouch I absolutely love and adore, and I'm sure you will too. I will post a link at the bottom of this video for those as well. So let's go ahead and get started. I chained a set of 20 chains. There is no particular measurement that you have to follow by. I just think 20 is a good number. Also, I'm holding my yarn a little bit differently than what I normally do, only because I need the tension to not be so tight, and the way that I normally hold my yarn, it's a tighter tension. And so I want this to be looser so that I can work my stitches a little bit more looser so they're not as tight, if that makes sense, and I hope that does. So we are going to, this is going to be the only row where we're going to be doing single crochet in the entire pattern. So let's go ahead and get started. We are going to yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through, and this is just going to be single crochet stitches all throughout this entire row. Join me back at the end. Okay, so as you can see, at the end of this row we have all single crochets, and that will be the only row where you will have single crochets. Once you get to the end of your row, which I didn't show here, but you will chain 2, and then you will go into your first stitch, and you're only going to go into the back loop only, where you're going to be doing a double crochet. So you're going to yarn over, and you're going to go only into that back loop. Draw up a loop, pull through only 2, and then yarn over and pull through those last 2. So I'll show that again. You're gonna yarn over, going into that back loop only, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2, and again yarn over, going through the back loop only, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pulling through those 2. And that's what we're going to do throughout the remainder of this row. I will see you back at the end of this row. Okay, so here we are at the end of this row, where you should, if you started with 20 chains, you should have 19 double crochets going through the back loop only of this row, current row. Now we're going to turn our work, and we're going to chain 2. And this row is going to be a little bit different because we are going to do what is called a front post double crochet. And I'm just going to go ahead and demonstrate that so it makes sense. This part where I'm about to point to right there, this is the post right there. That's the post. And we're going to bring that post to the front. So we're going to go behind that post, yarn over, and you're going to pull through, and you're bringing that post to the front. and then you're going to yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through those 2. And as you can see, my hands, I keep going back to the main way I always hold my yarn and hook, and I'm having a little bit of trouble because I keep wanting to go back to my old way instead of doing it this way, which is going to give me not as much tension. Okay, so moving forward, we're going to continue our front post double crochets. So again, we are going to go ahead and yarn over, bring this post to the front, and then we're going to yarn over and pull through, draw up a loop, yarn over, and we're going to go ahead and pull through those 2, and then we're going to yarn over and pull through those 2. And we're going to go ahead and do that one more time. We're going to yarn over, draw up a loop, so you have 3 on your loop, yarn over, pull through those 2, yarn over and pull through those 2. And I'm actually going to do that one more time because this is kind of a tricky little concept. Yarn over, pull through, we're bringing that post to the front, yarn over, pull through those 2, and yarn over and pull through those 2. And we're going to do that throughout the remainder of this row, so please join me back at the end of this row. Okay, so we are here at the end of this row where you should, if you again started with 20, have 19 double crochets where they are front post double crochets. We're now going to chain 2, turn our work, and then this is where the pattern just continues. We're going to go into the back loop only, doing double crochet. You're going to yarn over and go through the back loop, yarn over and pull through the first 2, and then yarn over and pull through the last 2. We're going to yarn over, pull through the first 2, and yarn over and pull through the second 2. And we're just going to go ahead and continue that process of doing a double crochet only into the back loop only for this row. So please join me back at the end of this row so you can see what it looks like. Okay, so here we are at the end of this row where you should have 19 double crochets only in the back loop. One thing that I forgot to mention that because this pattern alternates every row, you might want to use a stitch marker so that if you ever take a break from doing a pattern like this or this pattern itself, you'll know where you left off at. So it's just good to have a stitch marker nearby or 2 just so that you do not lose track of where you are at in your pattern. Okay, so again, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and we just turned our work, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to yarn over and we're going to go through that first post where we're bringing it to the front, yarn over, and we're going to go ahead and pull through the first 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through the second 2. We're going to do that again, yarn over, bring that post to the front, yarn over, pull through, draw up a loop and pull through the first 2, and then pull through the second 2. Yarn over, bring that post to the front, yarn over, draw up a loop, and you should have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through those next 2. So there you have it. Join me back at the end of this row and we can see what it looks like. Okay, so we're back at the end of this row where you should have about 19 front post double crochets. If you started with 20 chains, that's what you will have. This is pretty much the pattern. This is the way it will go for the entire scarf, however length you decide you want it to be. So I'm going to go about 10 more rows. Join me back after 10 so we can see what it looks like together. Okay, so we're back here, and I probably did about 13, 14 more rows since where we left off at. It's really starting to shape up. You're really starting to see that the pattern take form. I want to encourage you to hold on to those Pound of Love yarn labels, because as you can see there, they have the measurements, the increments on the side, on each side, that I believe has centimeters and inches, and I like to measure in inches. So I encourage you to hang on to those labels, because you can paste one after the other, after the other, after the other, so that you create one big long measuring tape, we'll say. So here I will go ahead and measure what I have so far right now in inches, and I know you can't see the entire thing, but it looks like it's about 14.5 inches or so. So it's about right about here. So I'm gonna go until I want to say about 30, 31 inches, but you can go to whatever desired length you would like to go until. It's your scarf, so you know it can be shorter, it can be longer, whichever feels more comfortable for you or what's more suitable for you. So please join me back at the end of this video where I will show you my finished completed scarf. Look forward to seeing you. Okay, so we're back at the end. I'm on the front side. I've done my last crochet stitch. I've decided to go ahead and give this piece a edging. I switched different hooks only because I can't find my other one. I put it down and my daughter did something with this, so I switched to my next favorite, which is Susan Bates. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and give this an edging. I'm going to go ahead and chain one at the end of my last crochet stitch. To do an edging, it's a little bit tricky, but once you get the hang of it, you will get it. So I try to go through 2 hoops on the edge of this piece, and then I'm just going to go ahead and do a single crochet. So I find 2 hoops at the end, and then I go ahead and do a single crochet. And it's a little bit tricky, and it's quite challenging at times, but once you kind of get it, you'll get the hang of it. And even, you know, myself at times, it's hard for me to get those 2 loops like I am right now. It's hard for me to get these 2 loops. But I can tell you right now, I've done so many patterns where I've done an edging, and to tell you the truth, whether I get in between those 2 loops or I just get the very end, you really cannot notice a difference at the end of the project. It still looks good. It looks crisp. I'm just creating an edging just because I think it makes the scarf look a little bit more defined, a little bit more completed. So you can go ahead and join me back at the end if you decide to do an edging. You don't have to. It's completely your choice. I'll see you back at the end of the edging. Okay, so we're back here at the end. I am going to go ahead and kind of do a chain 1 to go ahead and tighten that at the end. And now I'm going to give this a little bit of fluff or frill or fringe at the end of my scarf. This is again optional. You don't have to add this to your scarf, but I really like this component of a scarf. It makes it a little bit more fun. So I'm going to show you how I add the little fringe at the end of the scarf. you're going to go ahead and you're going to insert your hook into the two loops. You're going to pull your yarn through, and you're going to go ahead and tie a knot. And you can do this 2 or 3 times. I just did it once here, but you can tie it, do a triple knot if you like. And I'm just going to take 2 more, and I'm just going to add it into every stitch at the ends of each end of the scarf. And I like using 2. You can use 1, you can use 3, you can use however many you like, but I like using 2. And again, I'm just going to insert my hook, and I'm going to pull the yarn through, and then I'm going to go ahead and tie a knot. And there you have it. I mean, it's really just that simple. So you can meet me back here at the end so we can see our finished scarf. Okay, so here you have it, our finished completed scarf with the fringe and all. It's really luxurious. I love this, making this type of scarf. I've given this as gifts and people love it. It's just really, really nice. You'll have a lot of fun with it. These make wonderful holiday gifts, birthday gifts, or just for yourself, you know, for that time of the year when it's cold and you want to bundle up. It's really, really nice. Please subscribe. Join me for my next video where I will be making something to go with this scarf. I'm going to probably be making a beanie to match with this scarf. So please join me back. I look forward to seeing you on my next video. Happy crocheting!